dito lang sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Keep the Word of God strong in our lives. Keep the spirit of hope and the grace of healing alive every day. Keep the faith. Join us every morning for the celebration of the Holy Eucharist with the Jesuits from the Philippine province. Keep the faith. Daily Mass with the Jesuits streams from Monday to Sunday at 8 o'clock in the morning on Radyo Katipunan's Facebook page, YouTube channel, Twitter feed, and other social media partners.
Huwag kang magulat kung sa darating na panahon ay ikaw din ang paratangan ng rebelde, anti-Espanyol, anti-Iglesia. Ang importante, gawin mo ang tama.
3 martyrs facing bitter death, all in the name of equality, justice, and truth.
Don Pedro, di ba kayo natatakot? Bakit ako matatakot magsabi ng totoo?
From the creators of the globally acclaimed biopic Ignacio de Loyola comes this epic retelling of the story that sparked a revolution.
Hindi niyo ako pinakikinggan!
Will their story inflame the heart of an oppressed nation?
Sabihin mo sa akin, Padre, hindi ba talaga tayo minalas at sinumpang bayan?
Gombursa, directed by Pepe Diokno.
Buhay pa ba ang alab sa puso mo?
Brought to you by Jescom Films and MQuest Ventures in cooperation with CMB Film Services. Unofficial entry to the 2023 Metro Manila Film Festival premieres December 25 in cinemas nationwide. It's time for The Music Class. Join us for an evening of learning music and appreciating the art behind every hum, tune, and beat. Listen to engaging performances and insights from some of the top and upcoming musicians in the scene today. Tune in every Tuesday evening here on The Music Class. Let the music class begin.
Pagbati po mga Katipuneros, this is Cardinal Chito Tagle. Join me every week on The Word Exposed on Air, here on the voice of the Blue Eagle, Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM, the Ateneo Campus Radio.
The voice of the Blue Eagle, Radyo Katipunan 87.9.
Oh! 3 fights in a fight, doing right! 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 Ready! 1 bang! One bang! One bang! Fight, doing right! Go, go! Ateneo, sis, buba! Fight, doing right! Go, go! Ateneo, sis, buba! Fight, doing right! Go, go! Ateneo, sis, buba! Team!
Mga Katipuneros, it's time to level up! Your talk variety program showcasing the best in media and other fields. As we feature the most loved personalities and the best practices of what we truly refer to as Magis. Together with multi-awarded multimedia guru Mr. Noel Ferrer, let's all level up every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Coming up next, New Wave on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Radyo Katipunan.
Radyo Katipunan. Radyo Katipunan. Radyo Katipunan. Mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atenista sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo Katipunan. Radyo Katipunan. Radyo Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero, sugod, todo sa kayod, tulong at tulong, lipat na Blue Eagle, kalingiting nagigil, blue and white, one big fight.
us on New Wave, surfing through the latest on our shores. New Wave. Every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. New Wave. See you there. Hello everyone and good afternoon. Coming to you live on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM via Zoom. I'm Max, and when it comes to what's happening, I'll serve you the facts. So please take this next hour to sit back and relax because this is New Wave. So hi everybody, it's finally December. Christmas is right around the corner. Advent wreaths are lit. And as a new graduate, I just want to say I miss Christmas on campus. I remember how fun it used to be where like we'd kick off like the fun season of the semester with Halloween when people would show up like on campus in costume, and then when Christmas would come around, it would be the time where we would like have like, I don't know, everybody would be bringing their like Christmas drinks, exchange gifts, Christmas related bonus points for our classes. It was always so fun. Like it really helped you feel the Christmas spirit. And of course, aside from that, that's when Simbang Gabi starts. That's when all of like those Christmas processions starts, and it was always such a nice experience. And with Christmas, of course, comes Christmas break, the end of the semester, a release of like the past 3 to 5 months. It's finally over and you get to celebrate the end of it. So I really miss that. But before we all get to Christmas, happy finals, guys. I hope all of you are doing well. For our seniors, last stretch. This is your last first sem. This is your last first round of finals. So you got this, fighting. You got this. Don't forget that Mateo Up All Night is now open and will be open until the 12th. So for more details regarding that, please check out Blueboard. And for those who aren't familiar, Mateo Up All Night is when Ateneo students can stay overnight in Mateo Ricci to study safely and with Wi-Fi and anything that you might need. Of course, this December 25 is Christmas and is also the beginning of the Manila Film Festival, where Jesuit Communications' film Gomburza will begin showing in theaters. So if you guys want to do something historical this Christmas in a literal sense, that's something to do, and it'll be up for weeks after that. So for more information, please go to the Radyo Katipunan and JustCom Facebook pages. You're going to see everything there. And personally, I think the week before New Year's would be the perfect time to watch a movie like Gomburza, because within that time is Rizal Day, and we know how heavily influenced him and Pasiano were by the three priests Gomez, Burgos, and Zamora. So check it out. It will be really helpful as Ateneans. It will really enhance your view of the Jesuits and, of course, like the things that Rizal stood for. And we know how important he is to us on campus. So without further ado, allow me to announce our last guest of the year. So today, we are joined by a Filipino singer, rapper. He was also awarded the PMPC Star Award for Folk and Country Recording of the Year for his debut single, Start All Over Again, in 2019. He has also starred in Filipino films such as Sindak, Madaling Mamatay, Mahirap Mabuhay, and Whistleblower. So here to talk about his new song, Baby I'm Coming Home on Christmas, please welcome Mr. John Rendez. Hi!
Hi.
Hey.
Thank you for having me on your platform. Appreciate it.
Welcome to Radyo Katipunan, which you are physically closer to than I am. So actually, you should be the one welcoming me back to Katipunan.
Oh, welcome back.
Exactly. So how are you? How have you been these past few weeks? Like, this doesn't have to be work related yet.
I'm good. I'm just I keep myself occupied. I
That's
exercise.
good.
I ride a bike. I'm busy making songs all the time in my bedroom lab.
Yeah, and of course, the bedroom lab. Let's be real here. Since the pandemic and maybe even before it, our bedrooms have become our offices, our everything. Like I'm just within these 2 feet every day. So
Right.
it became my studio. And like, how have you been getting yourself into the Christmas spirit?
Well, no one can make you be in any spirit. It should become from within.
That's true.
You have to,
Definitely.
right?
Mhm.
You're the only person that can make. I can try and make a person into the spirit, but definitely it's been lacking these past few years.
I felt that.
Right?
Yes,
It's like
I felt that with my whole heart.
it's alien. So it's like something like it's like so the people moved in next door and we have nothing in common. We can't. There's no communication. I think the whole country's like that nowadays. It's like
That's
everyone's
right.
a stranger. You know.
Yeah, everyone's a stranger. And honestly, that's something that you kind of want to change, especially, or at least for me, that's something like I'd like to change this Christmas because Christmas is really about getting together. And us Filipinos, we're a very community culture.
Yeah.
We like to get together. So it would be nice to break down a lot of these walls safely, of course.
Well, no, people always
Safely.
want to ask, "Who is my neighbor?" They say, "Love your neighbor." Well, who is my neighbor? My neighbor or your neighbor? So you know,
I'm lucky my neighbor likes to bake Christmas cookies. And he's like, every time he's like, oh, like I have some cookies today. You want some? It's like, yes, sure, absolutely. So
awesome.
praying more people have neighbors like that. And me personally getting to the Christmas spirit, I've been like trying to watch like Christmas movies. Like I'm looking for new ones,
Trying to get
rewatching
the
the
spirit,
old
yeah.
ones. And as I told you before we went live, drowning myself in peppermint mocha while it's still here.
So go
So
on.
of course, of course. So now let's talk about you and let's talk about the very early days of your career. So where did your love for music begin? What's the John Rendez origin story?
Well, the music was something that was already a part of me. I just brought it out through practice and through no through my parang pinakinggan ko yung voice inside telling me that this is where I need to be. And so
okay.
I may not have the academic education that goes with being a master of your field, but I have the natural talent and I have the love that comes from the heart, and I have I have people behind me who are experts in that field, and so I've learned to pick pick their minds and absorb that knowledge, and maybe was able to put it into my life as a way of having a livelihood career.
Yeah, that's right. And I know that you really do have the drive in everything you do, whether it be music related, singing, or even visual art, which I actually want to ask you about later. But before that, you're introduced as a singer, rapper, artist, actor. You have a lot of hyphenations. So out of curiosity,
I have a lot of time.
yeah, sana all. You have a lot of time. So no formal training for any of those? Like
But
even
I
for
know-
like digital art?
But it's all self-taught.
Oh,
I'll
self-taught.
give-
Okay, that's
yeah.
pretty cool.
I'll give you a
So-
little secret.
Alright.
I'm dyslexic, a little bit
Uh-huh.
dyslexic, and I didn't graduate high school because at the time Pinatubo erupted, and so
Oh, wow.
so I stopped my education, and everything else has just been on learning on hand and self-taught.
Wow. Actually, that's very interesting. So like, you know, us students, like especially like when we were doing online classes, there were several instances where we would really have to read our own material and occasionally teach ourselves. So I think you'd be a great person to ask. What's your advice on like teaching yourself like either skills or material?
Okay, you do the things you hate for money, and you do the things you love for free.
Okay, that's interesting, but why? Why do you have to do the things you hate for money and why do you have to do the things you love for free?
It doesn't pay the bills, you know.
I see. I see.
You can't eat
So-
trophies. You can't eat the certification of appreciation. You need to have food on your plate.
Well, what if the certificate is made out of chocolate, you know?
If I always was made out of gold, then I would pick the front shop.
Yeah, imagine those medals, but but chocolate coins. They were joking. Some of my Radyo Katipunan mates were joking that when you graduate, we'll hand you one of those, a chocolate coin medal, and a job well done. And I was like, oh, okay, that's gonna be funny. So, okay,
And a pack
next
of
up,
candy cigarettes, right?
next up, actually, I read an interview of yours where you said, allegedly, I try not to have any feelings, but sometimes it shows that I do have feelings. So, can you tell me more about this? Like, what do you mean by that? Because when I talk to you, you seem like a very vibrant character.
Okay. Well, overall, I try to be a logic based. I try to, not to let myself be dala sa mga feelings ko, affectations. Have least amount of affectations. almost like being like a Zen stoic.
Yeah.
But like you can have a goal, you can have an aim, but you're only going to reach that far because you're only human. So it's nice to have a goal, like have a Superman goal, and see how far you can get along the way. You might not
That's
get to
nice.
your goal, but you'll get further than you were if you didn't have anything to
That's
inspire you
true.
in the first place.
That's true. And then the farther the goal, like the more things that you reach, like you're right, even if you don't reach that far off goal, the milestones that you still take, the things you still pass on your way there, that in itself is a lot. So like what about like when it comes to balance? Like when it comes to balancing out, like having feelings and not having feelings, because like I've been through the problem where I feel like, oh my gosh, I kind of detached myself too much, or I'm a little too detached. So like, how do you find the balance? Especially like when you're in college and everything is like, stressful.
I think it's like you're like a vessel, and pag napuno ka na, aapaw na yan. No matter what you do, you can try to hold it back in, but it's gonna come because that's natural, it's nature.
Oh, that's
So
true.
we have to rid ourselves of those things that are holding us back, and so that we can be able to be filled up with more things. So that's why even the things that we love the most, we have to let go sometimes.
Oh, that's so true. That's definitely true. But now, on a happier note, you also yeah, I mean like, I don't want to be talking
But
about
it's
like
a good thing. It's a good thing. Sometimes
it's
you
a
have to
good
get rid
thing.
of
Okay.
you have to get rid of the
Letting
bad
go.
thing and focus on the positive.
Exactly. I agree that letting go can be a good thing, especially like I think regardless of what you're letting go, an end is always a beginning. And that's actually an appropriate thing to talk about now that we're in the last month of the year, we're entering a new year. So it's kind of like we're kissing all of the things that we did this year goodbye and embracing a new one. So hopeful, deep talks, all that. So like I'll keep that in mind. But back to your singing actually. You also take pride in having your own style. And you also say that singers really need to have their own style. So what makes this important to you?
Well, the singer who has his own style, that's his trademark. He doesn't have to be a perfect, beautiful or opera singer, but he has that style that like Limp Bizkit, or like those actually I'm so out of touch with what was like new music, because I'm so into old music because
I feel you actually. Sometimes I like, unless it's like Taylor Swift, I'm also like, wait a minute, what's this? What's going on? What's that? I get it. I understand.
Yeah. So so when it comes to creating songs, sometimes it's not all about even just writing songs. You have to make the music so that it blends, because people will not understand what you're talking about unless it has that music as a background. Oh, now I get it. It's just making music is also storytelling aside from writing the songs.
Yes, I agree. I agree actually. Making music is definitely storytelling. Everybody tells me that it's storytelling. Now, some with storytelling and like with songwriting especially, I believe it makes a person very vulnerable because you're not only putting a diary entry into music, but you're also sharing it with the world. So with you, with the songs you write, a lot of the themes are very personal. So like, do you ever like do you set a boundary with what you can share with the world and release, or
Yeah.
do you just like let it? Oh, you do.
Well,
Okay.
the boundary is if I don't talk about it, then that's the boundary. But if I talk about it, then I guess there's no boundary.
Okay. All right. So like on that note, are you a melody or lyrics first kind of guy? That's like the $1,000,000 question. Or
Lyrics.
hand in hand. Lyrics first. Lyrics first.
Because I think the way that you pag bibitaw mo ng rap or something is it's like an instrument in a way.
Okay. Okay.
It should be like sort of like jazz, lyrical jazz,
Yeah.
Or militant rap,
Yeah. So, okay, I actually want to talk about some old songs with you. So, who are your favorites? Like, who are your favorite artists? What's the genre that you like, or like the time period that you like listening to?
Okay, the time period. No, I like a lot of. I really can't say that I have a favorite, but if I did, I would be probably more the 80s kid ako.
80s.
Yeah.
80s kid. Yeah. I also love songs from the 80s.
I love new wave. I love the rock. It was the power rock that came out with like Pantera. That was 90s now.
Yeah.
I went from a pop to a rock to a metal to a rap and then back to the country. phase.
Well, you took a whole journey, but that makes you more versatile actually. Because I really think that like songwriters, whether you like it or not, like I think the songs that you listen to really come through in your music. Like when I write
Yeah.
music, I would listen to a lot of Taylor Swift and Avril Lavigne, and people would tell me the same thing. Like, you put a lot of words like Taylor Swift, but the vibe is Avril Lavigne. So like it really comes out. So on that note, and I think the same would happen with you. How does like where do you draw the line between inspiration and imitation in your work?
Yeah, that's a good question. Inspiration is when you can take something and make it better. But if you can take something and just copy it so it's mediocre, then you haven't really then that's imitation. Inspiration is taking it, making it better, or making it your own.
That's true actually. And I think like that's been a bit of a hot debate on like social media or these days, like especially on Twitter. People are always like, okay, a lot of like artists now are using very similar chord progressions to one another or of songs that have been released over 20 years ago. So when does this become a problem and when is it okay? Do you have any opinions on this?
They say it's not a crime if you don't get caught. A lot of people are getting away with stealing,
Yeah.
And so it's if you take shortcuts, you're going to get caught. You might enjoy the ride, but the fall is going to be kind of like it's going to suck.
Yeah, I feel you. So now, okay, is writer's block something you experience?
Oh, hell yes, very much so.
How do you get through it? Because like, us students, we, of course, like especially when it's exam week, essays.
Well, writing songs is like an exercise. There's a pattern to writing songs. So I have the KISS methods. Keep it simple, silly.
Oh, okay. Keep it simple. But do you like do anything like any physical thing that like gets you out? Like some people tell me like, oh, take a walk, go on a drive, something like that.
Well, when anger is really a good
Okay.
When I'm angry, when I feel like I've been wronged, like a righteous indignation, stuff like that. That's a good, sticking up for someone who doesn't have a voice, and that kind of inspires me to make songs not about myself but about other people also and how I interact with them in this world that where we should all be helping each other out. So I try
That's true. That's true. And I think that's been a recurring theme in some of our episodes now. A lot of people like they bring up like we should be helping each other out, not tearing each other down, especially like with everything going on. Like a while ago when you were talking about how things seem a bit dystopian and like in our little ways we can change that even if it's just like in our certain neighboring areas. So now, from writer's block to your songwriting process in general, what are the things you do? Like how do you get yourself ready? How do you prepare? And then how do you continue?
Well, you'll know it when you'll know it because sometimes you can like, okay, listen to my song, and they can feel. If you play it back and listen to it, it doesn't sound. But the fact that they're hearing it from you live and that you're performing with them, there's another way of them. They get another impression aside from what they're hearing. They're hearing the potential and not just the linear what's there. Actually.
Oh, hearing the potential. Okay,
that's the storytelling process of writing a song.
That's an interesting way to put it. Now, when you write the song, you have to hear the potential. So, like, when you hear this potential, audio. Okay, when you hear this potential, like, do you also like show other people? Because like sometimes what's nice for us wouldn't be like the same for another. So, do you get like other opinions as well?
When I'm not on my game, when I'm being sloppy, I'll ask other people's. But because I really don't need other people's input because that's gonna only be detrimental. It's not gonna be. As I want to learn on my own. I want to let them. Don't ask them. Just let them hear it. And okay, thanks. You don't have to say nothing. I got it. Stuff like that.
Yeah. All right. So now, as a singer, as an actor, you tackle pieces which you write and you also tackle pieces which you don't write. So I guess what's your difference in tackling these two pieces of work? Like what's the difference between how you sing songs you wrote versus acting out scripts that somebody else has written? Like how do you put in the same emotions and authenticity?
Always be professional, even if you don't want to do it. Work is work.
That's true. Work is work.
Whether you're doing something you love or doing something you hate, if it's a job, you got to do it well.
That's right. That's true.
So get into the habit of doing that, and then everything you do is just good enough. It's gonna be it's get your seal of approval. You'll know it's good enough. Because you're your own judge. That's the way I look at my life. I'm not gonna wait for someone to tell me that, hey, you were justified. You're really good. You're validated. Oh, I feel so recognized and acknowledged. I finally made it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about anything. All I care about is God, my people, my family, and staying alive long enough to not die.
Staying up long enough to not die.
Staying alive long enough to not die.
Staying alive long enough to not die. Okay, Alexa, please play Staying Alive.
Because we're never going to get out of this thing alive.
So, you put God. Okay, I see now that you're also inspired by God. So, in our day and age, how do you keep your faith strong?
Well, I'm not angry at my God anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I love him, but I used to be kind of mad at him, but now I'm not anymore. If you can't forgive God, how the hell is he going to forgive you?
So like that. Okay, that's interesting. So anyway, let's talk about your digital art, since I also read somewhere that it's your favorite thing. Like I read it in an interview. Does that still hold true?
Well, yeah, because on the iPad, you have your iPad pen, and you have I use Procreate, and I like to draw.
Definitely.
So a lot of my art is just basically doodling, and on the Procreate, I was able to learn how to, because I was never good at the computerized. I was always good with ball pen, paper, paint. That medium.
Yeah, Procreate's like the in between, because you're doing the motions of like pen and paper, but digitally.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I save a lot of paint. I don't have to buy any more acrylic paint.
That's true, and there's no cleanup. I mean, once you're done, once you're done, you just lock your iPad, put away your pencil, you're good, and then you just no storage either. You just save it on the app. So
or throw it away. Sayang, buy some new ones. What a waste of money. Then you never paint anymore because you got the iPad.
Yeah, and actually, you don't have to worry about your paint drying ever, because it's just there, and you don't have to buy multiple brushes because it's all just there. So like, what are the themes that you usually paint? Like, I know that you're into superheroes and stuff.
Oh, well, things that are happening around the world, controversial things like anti-Semitism, politically, but with with comedic timing. That way you don't get in trouble. Because if it's told in the joke, if it's satire, it's not a problem. But if because nowadays people are scared to talk to say what's on their mind, because they don't want to be feared. They want fear not being cool, or oh man, you're on the other side, and they should just But when people start choosing sides, that's just a bunch of brainwashed propaganda that's going around, and I feel sad.
Yeah, it is.
That's why I don't want to have any emotions, because I don't want to feel nothing anymore.
Exactly. Sometimes it just feels like it's easier to pull away, but at the same time, it's also hard not to be involved, but heartbreaking that this is what's happening. Like, man, it's not a joke that you really just want world peace and everything to be okay, especially at a time like Christmas. So, moving forward, multiple disciplines: music, acting, digital art. How are these three the same or different? Like, if we were to put them in a Venn diagram, what would be in the middle?
I would, as a person who doesn't put them in categories, they're basically the same thing, aren't they?
Basically, yeah, exactly. They're all like means of expression.
Yeah. I agree.
Now you as the person doing it, as the person expressing his feelings and emotions, how is John Rendez, the singer, actor, artist, different from John Rendez, the singer, the actor, the artist? Like, how do you find, like, how different are you when you express through these different mediums? Like, do you have a persona for each, or it's just you, different sides?
I don't stand in front of the mirror practicing. This is what I gotta do. This is what I gotta be. If you're explaining yourself, you're losing. You're taking an L, because
okay.
That's the way I feel. So, but sometimes you have to explain yourself. But every time you do explain yourself, you're taking an L. You're losing, because you shouldn't have to explain yourself.
Okay.
You shouldn't have to explain yourself all the time. Let them. It's you have a right to remain silent, even when it comes to explaining what your thoughts. I'm not really good at explaining what I think because I've always had that philosophy in my mind that if you're explaining yourself too much, it's like you're guilty. He does protest too much.
Okay. So I'm not gonna ask you to explain yourself, but
secrets of the trade.
I'm going to ask you to explain your new song. So, Baby, I'm Coming Home on Christmas. I listened to it yesterday. I love the vibes. It really gives me like the Christmas feeling because of like how it's arranged, and of course, like I felt the feeling of coming home with the feeling like the togetherness and everything that we talked about. And I really like the line, I don't care how far, home is where you are, because I feel like that's something that really resonates with the people of today, that like home is like home is your family, home is the people you love, not necessarily a place. So that was a very nice message to have. So for you, can you tell us how this concept came to be?
Oh, this actually all credit goes to Jonathan Manalo from a.
Yes, Tito Jonathan. We had him on a few months ago.
Yeah, he's the one that suggested the song to me. Said, John, maybe you can try to sing in the song. And so I said, okay, I'll go sing the song. And then we just sang it, recorded it, and there we are. He's an awesome guy, Jonathan.
Definitely.
Awesome guy.
Great songwriter as well. So, okay, this is one of the things that, okay, he wrote this, but you were the singer. You interpreted this.
Yeah.
So how did you put yourself into it while telling a story that Tito Jonathan wrote?
It's like skipping rope, the double dutch. You just got pasok lang, then boom. Wow. Okay. Can't be perfect, if it's good, it's good. Can't mess with a good thing. And so when we recorded that song, actually that's not to be on a sound on a like I'm blowing my own horn, but when I get to the studio, I don't want to stay there too long. I want to be able to hit it, to get it on the wax, just to save my voice para hindi ma-strain. So when I get to the studio, I always want to be in there 30 minutes and then I'm out. Because if I strain my voice too much, there's always tomorrow.
Okay. So you don't put pressure on yourself.
Well, I used to. I do. But sometimes you don't want to hurt yourself.
That's true. That's very true. Like I think that's a very common topic, like right now in college, especially like people, like professors and stuff. They don't want you to overexert. Also, like the tasks need to be done. You need to get them done, but you also have to take care of yourself and make sure that you can make it to the finish line.
But how can you become strong if you don't push yourself past exhaustion and break down the muscles so that they become stronger again? Yeah, sometimes you have to push yourself past the limit, and devil may care whatever happens, throw caution to the wind.
So in this song, which is your favorite line and what does it mean to you?
Baby, I'm coming home. That's it's Christmas. I packed my gifts. I'm so ready to be there with you. Gone through springtime and summer and fall, through it all. The cold of the winter calls to be with you, love. It's like, baby, it's cold outside. Need you by my side. Then it goes, I like that part.
Yeah. Surprise, we got a sample. So thank you for that.
Oh, sure.
So thank you for that. Now, we talked about this before we went live, but for the audience, how are you yourself planning to celebrate Christmas this year?
I'm gonna get in contact with the family, and we're gonna. This is still a month away. It's just our plan is just to have a get together.
Less than a month away. Less than a month away. It's December already. It's 19 days away. 19 days.
I'm not good with countdowns. So just gonna have get the family together. I have Nora's kids over here. Have my and just have a drink. Say funny jokes. Have a good time.
Of course. Like, I think the conversations with the family are like some of the best parts of getting together for Christmas, because like Christmas is a time where it can happen because like throughout the year you guys aren't always physically together, but on Christmas you can actually sit down together over a meal and enjoy. So like for you, what's the ideal Christmas meal like? What are the flavors going on?
It's got to be something. There's got to be ham. Got to be
there's got to be ham. Oh yes, definitely.
It's got to be ham. It's got to be potato salad, macaroni salad, all kinds of salad. And Christmas is all about what's good. what's a good Christmas meal? My friend Rodel. And then what's that Christmas meal? You're the cook.
Christmas
Kapapangan.
ham.
Kapapangan, caldereta. For Christmas?
For Christmas caldereta.
Christmas caldereta. Oh, that's the one that I got the Christmas caldereta going on.
We have off-screen participants today. You have you have your own live audience over there. So
I cheat.
yeah, you have someone telling you stuff. So okay, that's funny. So like yeah, something to look forward to. And of course, like I think Ateneo, bibingka, puto bumbong, those
Oh yeah,
things
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yes.
Filipino kakanins with hot chocolate, peppermint, all of those things I'm looking forward to.
You know, we
And then-
take for granted sometimes the things that our Filipino customs, like that, like the things that you said, bibingka. And sometimes we're so enamored by the whole marketing of Christmas as being something like it's got to be a traditional way like this. But the thing that's important is that Christmas is all about the children. Christmas is for kids.
That's true.
They got people who are grown ass people like acting like kids and not even thinking about the kids. They're the ones that are the kids, and that's kind of I feel like people need to grow up and start making it about the kids, and that way it won't be such a we won't be where we are right now. If you do it for the kids, then it's a lot safer.
Exactly. Like they say Christmas is the most magical for kids because like, you're a kid and like you're still unaware with like everything going on in the world. So you enjoy it. It's so magical. So yeah, I agree that Christmas
Right.
is about the kids. And I think it's a time that us adults could be kids again as well. Because it should be calm. Like it should be a calm amidst everything that's happened in the year. And it's literally the year wrapped. It all leads up to that. So you might as well enjoy it and enjoy it like how the kids do. See the magic in it and all of that.
Do you know when it became complicated?
When
When the kids outgrew their toys and they wanted more stuff. Then it became commercialized. It wasn't simple for the kids. Happy with the doll, happy with the toys. Every year it gets older, it gets more complicated, more stressful. And I think that's the natural result of having a holiday that's tailored towards commercialism. If I give you a gift that I bought, that means I love you. If you just say you love me.
then it's a reminder for us also to remember these little things and to appreciate the little things. Because like also from like our perspective, like Radyo Katipunan is a Catholic station, Ateneo is a Jesuit school. So like we remember that like Christmas is like the birth of Jesus. It's the birth
Right.
of Jesus. And it's Christmas in its simplest form is to celebrate that. And how do you celebrate a birthday? With the ones you love and with each other, of course. So
They kicked Jesus out of Christmas. They can't even celebrate Jesus on Christmas anymore. It's not all about the mass of Christ.
that's right though. Like especially like around the world. I mean in the Philippines, of course, like we're a Catholic country. So we're a Catholic country. So like we still I think like the birth of Jesus being the theme is still there. But like it's still there. So like we're luckier, but it's something that I think we still need to be very mindful of because like at its core that's really what we're celebrating now. So nice. So okay. Your next song. So we're going to go away from Christmas for a bit. Why Can't We Get Along? This is also another one of your singles. So can you tell us like a little more about this one?
Well, the song Why Can't We Get Along? It's about being in a relationship where it starts going not the way that you want it to, and usually it takes two to tango. But usually by the time that one person's fallen out of love, the one person's still in love. He's wondering why, and so the when one person has lost the feeling, the other person can't let go. That's the real question, isn't it? Will I let you go? But it's
Yes,
it
yes.
can be, yeah. Why can't we get along? It could be asking in a nice way, or it could be asking in an angry way.
That's true. There are multiple interpretations to it.
That song, yeah.
Definitely.
That's that song itself.
Yeah, so like I picked that up in the lyrics actually. Like there's definitely a push and pull here because like in the question, why can't we get along? Like it's a very simple question. Why can't we get along? But it has such a complicated answer. And of course, in any relationship, whether it be romantic, friendship, school group mates, you kind of find yourself in that push and pull asking the same thing. So like I asked you a while ago, which is your favorite line? Or this time, like if there's any line that the audience should take away from this song, like they have to remember this line. Which one is it?
You know, you're quite a lady, and you're everything that a man could ever need. And if I seem to be a very jealous man, it's because you don't know just how much you mean to me, baby.
I can actually reimagine this song as a duet. Like I can imagine like somebody could write like the parallel lyrics, and it would also be very interesting to see, like to bring it a step further. So maybe on its anniversary, it's something you consider doing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll look into
So
it.
yeah, look into it. It's remember you were asking me earlier about content, how to like expand your
Yes.
content. So this
Yeah.
this could definitely be something you do in your YouTube
Yes.
channel. So on that note, your YouTube channel, what type of content do you enjoy producing?
Oh my God. That YouTube channel is made by an idiot who doesn't know what he's doing. Me. So I just post
Hey,
stuff
you can
and-
learn. You can learn.
Well, yeah. At least I can take those videos and I can make them the shorts. I can edit them up so that there's a lot of things we can do with content, because you have to have the content that way you can edit it.
For
instead of-
sure.
or you can make new content as you go along. Every day's content creation day.
That's true. That's true. I think if you're not on Instagram yet, but earlier you said you would go on
I'm on
Instagram.
YouTube and Facebook.
You're on YouTube and Facebook, okay. But on Instagram, like there was a time last year where there was this reel. I'm sure you see reels on Facebook. There was this Instagram reel with a song that was going like the only lyric was everything is content. And then everyone who kind of like jumped onto the bandwagon and talked and like joined the trend was like just filming themselves doing their everyday things, crocheting, knitting, like everything is content. They were taking it seriously. So something to remember.
Okay.
Something to remember. So back to your creative processes again. So when you tackle these different feelings, because like we kind of went with we kind of had a whiplash with like going from a Christmas song to all of a sudden a relationship semi breakup song. So when you tackle these things, either as a songwriter or as a singer, do your processes or routines change to accommodate the different feelings that come with it?
Actually, I'm kind of when I'm in my feelings, it's kind of hard to I'm like a one track mind. Sometimes if I'm in a funk, pag may sumpong, right? It's sometimes, I'm not, I'm easily influenced by, someone can put me in a bad mood, but usually I have a easy to get along with kind of a vibe, and I don't let people really bother me, unless they're trying hard to be bastos, which is, that's a different story. But even sometimes when people are kind of rude, it's not because they want to be rude, it's because they have no manners.
Yeah, and I think sometimes like us as people, we can't be 100% all the time.
They
So there are
don't mean
also
to be
days.
rude. They're just rude. They don't mean to be. It's like, hey, pare,
And there are days where we kind of catch each other on a bad day as well. So, I realize that we haven't gotten to talk much about your acting. So you've been in quite a few movies. So which one would you want to zero in on? Which would you say was the role of your career so far?
I don't really. It's just the job. If you give me, if I'm starring in it or if I'm guesting in it, like I tell you, always do your job.
Job.
Don't be a mediocre at the.
Of course.
Right. Even at the least of things. Don't I don't want to do this. I'm not gonna do it. No, just do it.
Just do it. Just do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Nike, just do it. Like, and
Please,
you're right.
please.
And you're right. You really have to apply yourself to everything you do, especially when it's related to work. So there was one movie you did actually with your manager, Miss Nora Honor. So how was that like? Since you guys you were both co-stars and managee.
Well, I just follow wherever she leads. She tells me what to do.
Literally, she tells you what to do.
Well, she has more experience, so I'm not gonna tell her. I tell her what to do. She tells you.
I know, of course. But you're also in a very lucky position to be able to have someone like her telling you what to do, giving you advice as well. So what's something that you can share that she has shared with you?
Well, because I listen to her. Most people they want her to listen to them.
Okay. So you listen to it, but is there anything specific that you can share with us that she has taught you or that you listen to?
No, I just try to emulate her and her kindness and her humility and the effect she has on people around the world. That's fucking awesome. That's a superpower. I'm sorry for that word.
But no, it's true. Kindness is a superpower, especially now. As I always say, that's like something that we always talk about. Now in a world like ours, you really have to be kind. So how do you keep yourself in check? How do you keep yourself kind and grounded?
I just imagine what would if situations were reversed. How I would feel if I was being treated the way that I could potentially treat a person. I just stop saying, nah. If I did that to me, that would be our end.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry guys.
Put yourself only yun. And putting yourself in another's position. So okay, next up, what do you want the world to know about you? Anything at all?
Me?
Mm-hmm. Anything, like anything. Doesn't even need to be career related. Anything.
Pretty nice guy. I'm a good guy.
You're a
I
nice
try.
guy. So.
I'm a good guy trying not to be a bad guy. Not a bad guy trying to be a good guy.
All right. Okay. So, which is the one song you have in your arsenal which you'd say you are proudest of?
Well, a lot of my stuff hasn't been released yet. It's all on the SoundCloud. It's just stuff that I do. But of the stuff that I've released so far, I'm pretty proud of the things I did in Star Music. It's a different genre, because I even released the music an album under Poly East record.
Yes.
And I'm proud of that album too. I'm proud of everything I've done. I'm not gonna say that I did something I didn't want to do for money. Everything I did it because I love it.
That's good. I think, and this is also relevant for Christmas time, love really has to be in the center of like a lot of things that you do, no matter how grand or how trivial. So like when you're doing your music, when I'm hosting, we really have to keep like your love for it there. It's what drives it. And of course, like things like seeing your family, seeing your friends, and just getting by every day. Love really has to be in the center of it, especially like right now. So okay, a while ago we talked about your favorite artists, but what about the artists who have influenced you?
Influenced me. Jim Carrey. I love Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, he influenced me a lot. Growing up, I wanted to be Jim Carrey. I want to be the pet detective. I like comedy. I like corny, like Adam Sandler, stuff like that. I'm not really into the heavy dramas, but I do like Japanese movies, like the Japanese samurai movies, like Shogun Assassin, Samurai Showdown at Musashi Miyamoto, Daigoro, Ogami Ito, Lone Wolf and Cub, all that stuff. Even the anime. I only got into the anime now because I was a fan of the Jedi Geki style of
which one?
Jedi Geki, where Jedi Geki is where who starts Lucas got the Jedi from. It's from a genre of movie called Jedi Geki, where Quentin Tarantino is also a big fan of that in the build club. They tried to do the Japanese gore, the violence. That's called that style of movie was before all the blood and guts. It was very, very, very brutal. But set in the Edo period, so it's historical.
Okay.
So that they call that genre of movie Jedi Geki.
I didn't know that. Like, I also got into anime like very recently, like over the pandemic, because my friends were like, Maxine, we have been watching anime since the 8th grade. We're about to graduate college and you haven't seen anything. It's time that you see these things. And then like at first I was like, okay, let's go, let's try. And then I ended up like, oh my gosh, I ended up spiraling. Like I ended up like entering a black hole, and it was like, oh my gosh, okay, so I've been missing out. And I actually didn't know that genre of like gore was, it had a name and it was called
Star
that.
Wars, Star Wars is just stolen from the samurai. Those Jedi Knights are all samurais. It's all samurai, but Western.
It's all samurai. Okay.
Science fictionized.
I'm really because like I'm a Star Wars fan and I didn't know that. So that's actually like that's very interesting for me. Like it's a bit of a collision of worlds. Though I know that Star Wars recently released an anime. I think it's called Visions, and I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to because I'm so curious about how they change the art styles. And of course, I want to see how these lightsaber duels translate on screen as an anime, because of course it's very different from seeing it in real life. It's a novelty in itself. So, have you seen it?
I'm not a big Star Wars fan. I'm more Star Trek.
Okay. You're more Star Trek. Live long and prosper then.
All right.
Live long and prosper
Star
then.
Wars versus Star Trek.
We're not getting along in that boat. I'm a Star Wars girl.
if they would make have a crossover, a multiverse Star Wars or Star Trek, that'll be the Star Trek Wars. It's awesome.
I would be interested in seeing that actually.
Right?
Like
I'd pay money for that.
Right? And I would want to see which ship would like make it through the galaxy the fastest and the safest? Like, would it be the Millennium Falcon, or would it be like, what was Captain Kirk's ship called again? The flat one, the one that looks like a
Enterprise.
disc. Enterprise, yes. Like, I'd like to see a Millennium Falcon versus Enterprise versus Death Star. I think that would be,
Right?
I think that would be funny. But then, like, the animes that I usually find myself watching are like the opposite of that. Like, not the bloody gory ones, but like the happy ones, like the Studio Ghibli stuff. Are you into those as well?
I like Spy Family.
Spy Family, yeah, I just started Spy Family actually. My cousin recommended it to me, and so far it's been fun. I really enjoyed the pilot, like the opening,
I like Anya.
and of
Anya
course,
Forger.
yes, Anya is funny, and the two adults. I mean, I forgot their names, but I
Yori
found,
is the and Lloyd Forger.
yes, I find their dynamic so funny actually, especially like when they were. I won't reveal the plot for the audience, but when they were kind of getting into the mission and what they needed to do, I think that scene was so well played. Like it was great. I would even like to see it translated into real life. So actually,
That would
that
be good.
right,
That would be good.
that brings me to my next question. So you're an anime fan. How do you feel about live action remakes?
Well, I
As an
got to,
actor as well, that perspective would be interesting.
it depends on the project to see like some like the Full Metal Alchemist.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't as good as the animation. I think
Mm-hmm.
they just start turning out movies like that, and it doesn't really. But One Piece is pretty good. I say the One Piece action with on Netflix. It's
Mm-hmm.
different from the cartoons. It's pretty good. You watch One
It's
Piece?
different. Okay.
You
I
watch One
haven't seen any. Oh, I haven't seen like it's on my list, but I haven't gotten there yet. Cause like I just finished Attack on Titan, and I haven't been ready to watch anything else after. So I'm still reeling from that. If you've seen it, you'd know why. Have you
Piece?
seen it?
I
Yeah.
admit to, yeah. Aside
Trust.
from anime, I watch a lot of like Young Sheldon, Shameless.
Sitcoms.
Yeah, I don't watch The Big Bang Theory. I find it kind of corny, but the Young Sheldon is awesome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
it's,
haven't
it's,
I haven't seen Young Sheldon yet,
it's
and
pretty
I
cool. It's
heard
pretty
it's
cool.
ending soon. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we got to know a little more about you and your interests as well. And I got to learn a little bit more about movies and some music. So that's pretty cool. Now, okay, we're at that time. Where can we find you? What are your socials? And of course, what's happening next? Like, what do you have lined up for the month? Since I know that Christmas is a very busy time, especially for performers.
Okay. Right now, all my plans that I'm doing, we're keeping it under wraps because I don't want to preempt the plans that we have. I got people here. We're making a detailed strategy of how we're gonna attack this year, maximize it so that for the benefit of our endeavor, this production that we're doing. So we're not wasting our time, but
Of course.
something productive.
Of course. So, where can people find you? Your usernames for your YouTube, your Facebook. Where can people reach you?
You can't find me. I'm mysterious. I'm hiding. I'm mysterious.
If you're hiding, but you're showing your face here.
Right.
So, like, huh.
Actually, I'm shy. I'm actually an introvert. I pretend like I'm an extrovert just because I have to, but I'm really really shy.
Okay. Okay, on that note, actually, how do you break out of your shyness?
You have to. It's like fear. You have to feel the fear. It's not gonna go away, and do it anyways.
That's true. Do it anyways. Very, very true, actually. That's like always what I tell myself. Like, no matter what happens, you just have to go out there. You just have to do it. You have to get it done. Enjoy it. Like, enjoy it even when it is a challenge. And then, like, in things that scare me, a while ago we were talking a bit about K-pop. There's this thing that like a member of BTS said before. It was before bungee jumping, but it applies to real life where he said, I don't remember which member said this, but he said, it's only scary for the first 3 seconds. And after that, it's fun. And like, I know that he was talking about jumping off like one of the highest towers. And like, that's not something I'm ever going to find myself doing. But I think it's good advice for anything. Like, whether it be like, well, when I was in school, something for school, something in real life. It's true. Only 3 seconds, and after that, it's fun.
Well, the jumping will be fun. It's the landing that's gonna hurt.
I don't know. I mean, I would never go bungee jumping. Like, no. If I ever say I wanted to go bungee jumping, you would know that it's not me.
it's like something's holding you back. You know, you're holding you back. You can whiplash like that, right? You can hurt yourself.
Oh gosh. Just hearing that made me like, oh, so actually, let's have you part from the audience with some life advice. What's a random thing that okay, I'm going to make you pass through all three. What's a random thing you learned from singing and then acting and then digital art that has become life advice for you? So like example, Mr. Martin Rivera told me never find your light. Don't lose it. Some filmmakers have told me don't stay too far away from the screen. So for you, what's yours? And it really has to be singing related, acting related, and art related. I was also told like take a deep breath. So there, those are some examples to get you started.
For me,
Mm-hmm.
and anything that's nasa magandang kamay ang pag-aabot. So don't tell me what to do. If you ask me nicely, I might do that and more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about. I don't like being told what to do. I don't like being controlled. I like to be worked with. I like to sometimes if I need direction. Yes, I'm not above being taught, being reprimanded. But I'm at the age where I'm tired. I'm tired of always being treated brand new. I've been here for so long. A little respect on my name. A little, if the people still have doubts, okay, they can doubt whatever they want to do. But I don't care. Just look at the man's the works. Judge a man by his works, his deeds, and then all the other bullshit that what the people are talking and stuff about me. That's okay. It comes with the game. It doesn't really affect me because I'm not really bothered. That's why I say I don't want to have any feelings. But I guess it's just part of the job.
Yeah, that's very true.
To deal with that and not be jaded. To be a happy person, even though there are a lot of things that you've gone through are negative, and not to let that make you a negative person. Always stay positive. Just because people are negative doesn't mean they can bring you down, let you be negative.
That's
if
true.
you're a positive person, just don't deal with these people. That's the way you stay positive. You don't be society positivity with some negative people.
That's true. It would be so much easier actually if it were like easier to get influenced by positive people versus negative people because it just puts your head in a much better space.
Well, the good people need to get together and have a safe space where other people because kalat yung mga good people. All we have is just the people who don't care pretending that they care and people who want to believe in because they need something to believe in.
So, all right. Next up, actually, what is a non-music skill that has helped you in your career as a musician?
I'm very good at drinking alcohol without getting drunk.
Ooh, we're a Jesuit server and we're calling radio. We're calling radio to Jesuit.
A little bit of the
Stop
wine.
you right there.
The holy wine, the sacramental wine, to get me to the spirit. But I'm a strong person. It takes a lot to really take me off my game. Because I've been working out, I've been reading a lot, I've been meditating, thinking, contemplating, and putting that into songs. And that's my exercise. Writing my songs is my way of expressing not just silly love songs, even some malalalim na songs. Like they said, Jesus, the things that he did, you could fill up the whole library, but you only know that little bit about him. That's true about everybody. You only know this much about me, but you don't see the whole picture because so that's not your business. I don't want to put myself out there. Love me, pansinin mo ko. It's too much. Just pansinin mo ako pag kailangan mo yung pansin mo.
Yeah, we usually really just scratch the surface of like who we are, who we're talking to. And you're right. And that's kind of why we also need to make a conscious effort like when dealing with each other. That we don't know the whole picture.
We are people. Even if it's people, a person, anyone, we're people. And nobody's perfect. And I don't want to pretend that I'm perfect and everything I say is going to be on here. I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. Sometimes I'm going to say things that are totally wrong because, I'm only human.
Exactly. We're only human. We make mistakes.
I'm not perfect.
Exactly. But what's important, of course, is that we always learn from these things.
But the more mistakes I make, the better, the more I learn from my mistakes.
That's right. The mistakes are still steps. That's how I like to look at it.
You need to make mistakes.
Yeah. There's still steps forward because you find a way that,
it's like driving a car. If you're good, if you've never been in an accident before, do the opposite. But if you've been in an accident, then you know the consequences of, so you're mas maingat ka. Kaysa hindi ka na accident, you're kind of reckless. You're thinking, but if you've been in an accident, then you know what to expect and you take precautions. So I think people who have gone through life without being scratched or being hit, being hurt, they don't really, kulang pa yung ano nila, experience nila. It's like,
it's like in exercising. You really need to work out the muscle and you really need to make yourself stronger. So
hurt yourself once in a while.
yeah, that really applies. So I'm going to read a comment here from our weekly viewer, Maria Victoria Edaponan. As always, thank you for joining us again this week and every week. So nice and safe afternoon, Miss Maxine. God bless you po. Nice and safe afternoon to you as well. And of course, I hope you have great holidays. So on that note, it is almost time to say goodbye. But before that, since we're talking about exercise, and I just heard you say you both do it physically and mentally and even spiritually because you meditate. So I watched Night at the Museum a few years ago, and I don't know if you remember, but Robin Williams' character said the key to happiness is actually physical exercise. And I'm seeing that, and I'm kind of like reminded of that because he talked about those 3 exercises. So last, before you leave the audience, why are these 3 like why is exercising these 3 things important?
Well,
how? Why do we need to be balanced?
That's the secret of reversal of the aging process. Is the physical exercises reverses the years that you put on, and so if so it's never too late to get into to exercising. Because if you don't have a motivation to exercise, how are you going to have a motivation to have a great life?
That's true. It's
work. It's work.
Actually, yeah.
It's hard work.
And it's a seemingly little thing actually, having motivation to exercise to keep yourself healthy. But from there, so many good things come out. You become stronger, you become healthier. So
don't look at it like, oh, that's something I gotta do. It's like, oh yeah, something I look forward to doing.
That's a very simple but effective change in mindset, actually. Changing it from something you have to do versus something that you want to do. So
yeah.
Nice. Okay, so that's actually a very good message to impart with our viewers or listeners, especially as we walk into the Christmas season and the upcoming year. Let's all change our mindsets and try to be happier and better people. So, all right, before we say goodbye, please allow me to thank a few people first. So, before I say goodbye to our audience and our guests, please allow me to thank a few people first because this has been New Wave. So thank you to Teo for handling today's broadcast, to Sir Justin for his support from far away. Thank you to Meg and to Star Pop for helping us get this episode together. Thank you for our collaboration as well. So don't miss out. Follow me on Instagram at Hannah Maxine Cruz. The username is right here along with my favorite December babies, Jin, V, and Subin. So happy birthday, you guys. And of course, my Twitter, Maxine Cruz _. So to see what's up, you can catch the replay on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM's Facebook page, YouTube, and Twitter Live, all of which go by at Radyo Katipunan. You can also listen to this episode and many more as a podcast on Spotify under the name New Wave. But of course, most of all, thank you and congratulations to you, Mr. John Rendez. Thank you for joining us today. Congratulations on your new music. Happy New Year, happy holidays, and of course, we're looking forward to everything you have planned in the next year.
Pwede mag-greet? Pwede mag-greet? Pwede bate?
Go ahead.
Bye-bye to
the
all
floor
the people that Katipunan pop-up. Hey, Baba. Hey, Pepper Tree. Hey, all air. Hey, all my friends at the pop-up. Okay, bye.
Anything more? The floor is yours. You can take as much time as you want.
That's it. I'm good.
That's it. You're good. Okay. So actually, since this is my last episode of the year, there's a lesson from beloved teacher, Sir Agsy, that I saw on my Facebook page a while ago. And I think it was actually a very good way to start the Christmas season. And of course, to end the year. The quote goes, "At 92, I'm still teachable. I still follow. So many things I don't know. All I can do is try my best." But this one bishop had this beautiful prayer. "I'm not a master builder. I'm just a worker," he says. "I am just a missionary. I'm not the Messiah. I cannot do everything, but the things that God is telling me to do, I try to do them. I fumble, I fail, but I try to do. Down to what keeps me sane, it is a Christmas song. The Little Drummer Boy. I am just a drummer boy. I'm not Ryan Cayabyab. I'm not a great actor. I'm a basic education teacher. I like the way the song goes. I played the drum for him, param-pam-pam-pam. I played my best for him, param-pam-pam-pam. And I like the way the song ends. Then he smiled at me. When God smiles at me, I say, that's good enough. That's good. I'm satisfied and content." So this is a quote from Onofre or Sir Pagsi Pagsanghan. So let's embrace the new year. Let's end this year and embrace the new one, having God smiling at us and smiling at God as well, because his plans are always greater than we know. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for the wonderful year. 2023 has been wild. I have no idea what to expect for 2024, but as always, I pray it will be better. Thank you for joining us week after week, month after month, not just for New Wave, but also the rest of Radyo Katipunan. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to your unending support, especially with upcoming Gumburza. So I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you in January, or who knows, I might even see you sooner than that. So once again, I'm Max, and when it comes to what's happening, I'll serve you the facts, and this has been New Wave. We'll see you guys. Bye! Happy New Year and Merry Christmas!
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention?
If it's entertainment you crave, catch us on New Wave. Surfing through the latest on our shores. New Wave. Every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. New Wave. See you there.